The WNBA All-Star Draft was fun between Caitlin Clark and Napheesa Collier, the team captains, picking the players, picking the rosters. But the most interesting aspect was the coach swap, because Clark traded Cheryl Reeve, who was the coach of her team, or was to be the coach of her team, to Collier for Sandy Brondello, the coach of the New York.
Oh, the taste of justice has never been sweeter. The WNBA All-Star Game just turned into must-see TV, and Caitlin Clark is done playing nice. While everyone else was caught up in draft picks and roster debates, Clark made the ultimate power move. She didn't just make noise on the court. She effectively sent Cheryl Reeve packing from her coaching spot, and she did it with absolute style and confidence.
Caitlin Clark just made the funniest All-Star selections ever. She just picked her friends. She made sure she picked no ops, as people like to call them. She made sure there were no ops on her team. If she's played with a player before, like Sonia Citron, she picked her. Gabby Williams, she picked nobody that's tweeted a negative thing about her. She's picked nobody that has said a negative thing about her in the media. She picked none of her rivals.
This wasn't your run-of-the-mill trade, folks. This was Caitlin Clark sending a loud, unapologetic message. Asterisk. I'm done with your negativity, Cheryl. I'm taking control of my own story. Asterisk. After enduring the Olympic snub, the subtle jabs on social media, and the endless undermining, Clark finally got her moment to respond, not with words, but with action. And in one bold move, she made it crystal clear what she really thinks of Cheryl Reeve's so-called coaching prowess.
This is the first time I've ever seen this, man. The first time out of all the times I've seen where two star players are picking up players. They ask for a trade, or the median person asks for a trade, and they're talking about trading the coach.
Let's be honest, this trade hit way deeper than strategy. It was personal. Caitlin Clark knew exactly what she was doing when she stared right at Napheesa Collier during that live ESPN broadcast and said, "I don't know if this is in the rules, and I don't really care. We already decided we're trading coaches." That line alone was pure gold. The confidence, the fearlessness, the unapologetic boss energy. It was the moment every Clark fan had been waiting for.
Here, Caitlin, you said you might be aggressive on the trade market once this opened up. Is there any player that you're looking to get to? And remember, it has to be apples to apples trade here. Starter for starter, reserve for reserve. The good news is you can't go wrong with this type of talent. Anyone looking to make a deal here?
To be completely honest, I love my team. I think they're great. I don't have any intentions of really trading any of them. I don't know if this is in the rules. I don't really care. But I think we've already discussed we are going to trade coaches. He's going to take her coach, Sandy Brondello.
Cheryl Reeve probably thought she could just cruise through the All-Star game, assuming Caitlin Clark would quietly accept her as coach and pretend the past never happened. Big mistake. Clark doesn't forget, and she definitely doesn't forgive, especially not when it comes to coaches who've spent more time trying to tear down the league's brightest star instead of lifting her up.
Clark was supposed to be coached by Minnesota Lynx head coach Cheryl Reeve. Napheesa Collier was supposed to be coached by New York Liberty head coach Sandy Brondello. They swapped coaches. Cheryl Reeve, dodged the bullet. Thank God I don't need to coach Caitlin Clark, man. Man, I can't deal with that. I would have had to swallow so much pride. I can't do that. Fee, she probably called him the Fee, talk to Caitlin, please. I can't coach her. I can't do it. This book's about to come out. You know what they're going to be saying if I'm coaching Caitlin Clark and the book's out? Oh, God. Fee, please.
The history between these two has been nothing short of toxic, and Caitlin Clark finally hit her limit. Remember when Cheryl Reeve was tweeting, #12 teams, #Thu is more than one player, right as Clark was rewriting the record books? Or when she suddenly had no comment on Clark's Olympic snub, despite being the Team USA coach herself? Reeve spent months subtly, and not so subtly, positioning herself as Clark's biggest critic, constantly downplaying her achievements and diverting attention from the historic impact Clark was having on the game.
Of course, Reeve is Collier's head coach for the Minnesota Lynx, so that makes sense. But the drama is going to come from Reeve having previously been critical on social media about the amount of attention Clark received relative to the rest of the league, not to mention being the coach of Team USA that Caitlin Clark was so famously snubbed from.
If you are enjoying, please subscribe. But here's the thing about champions. They have long memories. Clark remembered every single slight, every passive-aggressive comment, every time Reeve tried to make her feel small. And when she finally got the power to do something about it, she didn't hesitate for a second. The trade itself was surgical. Clark swapped Reeve for Sandy Brondello, the New York Liberty coach who just led her team to back-to-back finals appearances. Talk about an upgrade from a coach who spent her time criticizing Clark on social media to a championship-caliber coach who actually knows how to win when it matters most. Brondello's reaction was perfect, too. Her teenage son texted her, "Mom, you got traded," and she thought the whole scene was fun. That's the kind of positive energy Clark wants around her team. No drama, no negativity. Just pure basketball excellence and championship mentality.
Like, oh yeah, this is good. This is good. This is good. So wait, Caitlin Clark had Chrissy Sides, who never let her. Okay. Now she's got Stephanie White, who wants to do off ball. Oh, okay. And now Sadie Bardell's like, wait, oh, I could show Caitlin what she's been missing this whole entire. I can set up an offense like, oh, here comes recruitment year of 2028.
Meanwhile, Reeve had to sit there and watch as Clark essentially fired her on live television. The woman who thought she could control the narrative around Clark's career just got schooled by the very player she tried to undermine. You could practically see the steam coming out of her ears as she realized she'd been outmaneuvered by someone half her age. But let's talk about Clark's stacked roster, because this girl didn't just get rid of a toxic coach. She built herself a championship team. Look at this lineup. A'ja Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Satis Sabali, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Gabby Williams, Jackie Young, and more. This isn't just an all-star team. This is a super team designed to dominate.
Caitlin Clark actually has a complete roster to start her team. She's got Caitlin Clark at the 1, Sabrina Ionescu at the 2, Satu Sabali at the 3. She must have heard the chatter in the offseason of fans saying, let's get Satu Sabali. I'm just saying, she might have heard a thing or two. We got AB at the 4 and A'ja Wilson at the 5. Starters for starters, this should be a victory. I know it's the All-Star game.
Clark made sure to secure her Indiana Fever teammates first, showing that loyalty runs both ways in her world. She picked Aaliyah Boston with the first overall pick, a statement that said, "I take care of the people who take care of me." Then she grabbed Kelsey Mitchell as her first reserve pick, ensuring that the Fever's dynamic backcourt would be intact for the All-Star Showcase. The strategy was brilliant. Clark surrounded herself with proven winners and elite talent at every position. A Wilson brings that 3-time MVP experience and championship pedigree. Sabrina Ionescu adds elite 3-point shooting and clutch gene DNA. Satu Sabali provides versatility and international experience. This team is built to win, not just participate. And the best part, Clark didn't just randomly assemble talent. She created a team with chemistry, balance, and the kind of competitive fire that wins championships. These aren't just individual stars. They're players who know how to play together and elevate each other's games.
It was a lot of fun, and Caitlin Clark also wound up with all of the Fever members on her squad as well, meaning Aaliyah Boston, Clark, and Kelsey Mitchell will be a trio in Indianapolis for All-Star. So that's the way it went down. Here are the teams. You can see Caitlin Clark celebrating what she was able to accomplish here. That's her squad. Clark, Boston, Ionescu, Wilson, Sabali, Mitchell, Gabby Williams. I love Gabby Williams. What a player. Sonia Citron, Kiki Iriafen, Jackie Young, Thornton, Kayla Thornton from the Valkyries. So Clark should have a very fast